think the best BMW on sale right now is still the BMW M2. And I think a lot of people are going to miss it when it's gone. And I certainly don't want to see it changed or see an update to it or seeing production of it stop. I first fell in love with this when I first started learning to drive. I learned to drive in a 1 Series, and literally from the first time that I lifted up the clutch on that first lesson, I've been mad about cars. And I distinctly remember after my first driving lesson going home and watching the Grand Tour. Episode 1, Jeremy introduces the Emboulderdrome, and what's he got going around it? BMW M2. From then on, my heart was set. From the first 1 Series that came out, I always thought it looked better as a coupe. It always looked better with sort of the same profile as that of a 3 Series or a 5 Series that came before, but was just a bit smaller, it was a bit compact. It looked like the perfect first car to own. So to make a dedicated M car after the 1M, where it is the same shape as a 2 Series, I think it's just a modernised version of an E30 M3. I think it's the closest thing that you can buy to that, but BMW's current adaptation to it. With all the changes that they made to the current 1 Series, you know, the M3, the M4, I'm scared to see this being adjusted because I think it's beautiful as it is. I think it's perfect as it is. There's a reason it's got a cult following. There's a reason I love it. Just the whole design of the car just is perfect to me. It appeals to me in every way. The flared wheel arches at the back, the M Sport bumpers at the front, they're not too aggressive. They're not over the top, but they do the job. They look better than that of a normal 2 Series. And it's an M car. All that anybody ever talked about it after driving it is how amazing it is to drive. And I want one. I desperately want one. I don't know how practical it's going to be if I were to buy one, but I really want one, and I'm scared that prices are going to shoot up when anything's changed to it or a new model comes out or production stops. I'm just terrified of that. I believe right now it's the last true M car that BMW have out. You know, something like the M8 or the current M3, M4. They're going away from the original fundamentals of like that E30 M3. And I think what's there right now looks to be the last of it. But obviously you have to give them a chance to see what changes they make to it or whether they even produce another version or another model. But yeah, my heart is set on that car. But what the hell do I know? I've not driven one. I drive a bloody white Fiesta.